The Knicks' future might have just introduced itself and it was fun to watch because Dink Pate, Mohamed Diawara, and Pacome Dadiet, the Knicks' young trio down in Westchester, just went off in their season opener. And if you're a Knicks fan like myself, you gotta be smiling right now because these kids are looking confident, composed, and way ahead of schedule, and the most impressive part is that they're doing it within a system that's all about defense, ball movement, and IQ. Now, they might have lost that game in Westchester, but that's a huge win for the front office and for what this organization is building long term. So let's start with the story of the night. Dink Pate, just 19 years old and one of the youngest players in the G League, and he walked into his debut off the bench like a veteran. He dropped a game-high 21 points on 7 for 14 shooting, including 3 threes, and added 5 rebounds and 2 assists in 28 minutes played. This wasn't just an empty stat line either, because Pate controlled the pace, he attacked mismatches, and showed flashes of that elite playmaking and scoring blend that made him a top recruit coming out of the G League. Now, let's not forget, the main roster Knicks had Pate on an Exhibit 10 deal earlier this year during training camp before waiving him to protect their roster flexibility. But clearly, that move was about development and not dismissal, because the fact that he's already leading the Westchester Knicks in scoring in his first game shows that New York still believes in his long-term upside. And for me, what stood out the most though is his confidence. No hesitation, no nerves. This kid is playing with poise, and that jumper looked smooth, compact, and confident, and it's improving fast. Yes, he's raw, sure, but if he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time before he gets a real look from the big club. Now let's talk about the next guy, and that is Mohamed Diawara. We've been high on this kid for months, and he just keeps backing it up. Diawara had another strong performance with 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists on 6 for 11 shooting and 2 for 5 from 3. That's efficiency and balance, and what's even crazier is that just 24 hours earlier, he played real minutes for the main Knicks team against the Nets. He only played garbage time, but he made it count, hitting both of his shots, including a 3, and playing rock-solid defense in just a few minutes of action. So at just 20 years old, Diawara already looks like a guy who belongs. He's long, athletic, and defends multiple positions, the kind of modern, switchable forward that thrives under Mike Brown's system. Now, offensively, he's still finding his rhythm as you would expect for a 20-year-old player, but his feel for the game, the way he reads plays, rotates defensively, and makes that extra pass is advanced for his age. Knicks fans, keep your eyes on this kid because he's closer to being NBA ready than people realize. Then there is Pacome Dadiet. Now look, I like Dadiet, but I've said it before, his ceiling feels a little bit more limited compared to Pate or Diawara. He's more of a spot-up wing right now, and that's fine. He played well in Westchester too, with 15 points, 4 boards, 3 of 6 from deep. That's exactly the kind of efficient shooting that can earn him minutes down the line. But when you compare his game to Dink and Diawara, you see the difference in versatility. Pate can run the offense, Diawara can switch and guard multiple positions. Dadiet's game is more stationary and more dependent on spacing and rhythm shooting. Still, give credit where it's due. The dude is only 20 years old and already showing real growth as a shooter and cutter. The Knicks front office has clearly identified a theme with these young guys. High IQ players with positional size who can develop within the system. What's really exciting though is how well these three play together, because you can already see the synergy forming, the communication, the defensive rotations, and the trust. And that is something that takes time, and these guys already look connected. So if they stay together in Westchester this season as we expect, you essentially looking at the next generation of Knicks development, their own version of a farm system that could feed the main roster down the line. We've seen it before because guys like Deuce McBride, Jericho Sims, and even Quentin Grimes all came up through the same G League path. Now the new wave is here in Dink, Diawara, and Dadiet. The future is bright, and the Knicks' ability to develop in-house is becoming a real organizational strength. Think about it, the main roster is loaded with win-now veterans, Brunson, Bridges, Cat, OG, and Hart, as well as Clarkson, but behind them is a young group quietly learning the system, improving their game, and waiting for their opportunity. This balance between winning now and developing for tomorrow is exactly what great franchises do. Leon Rose in this front office deserves a ton of credit for finding talent late in drafts, overseas, and through alternative routes like the G League. So if even one or two of these young players hit, it's a huge boost for the Knicks' future flexibility, both on the court and in the cap sheet. And if Dink Pate continues looking like that guy, we might be talking about a future rotation piece sooner than anyone expected. So Knicks fans, what do you think? Between Dink Pate, Mohamed Diawara, and Pacome Dadiet, who impressed you the most in the G League opener? Personally, I'm all in on Dink and Diawara's upside, their poise, their feel, and their energy. The Knicks might just be building something special here, not only for this season, but for years to come. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss all season long. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.